Hey, I'm Keith Barry, and this is the review of the Volvo EX30. The EX30 is an electric subcompact SUV. It's the round-up electric car from Volvo. We ordered it in January of 2024, but it just arrived here at our auto test center. We're going to take you through a little walkthrough of this new vehicle. So this car's already been on sale in Europe and other parts of the world for quite a while now. And when Volvo originally announced it, they said it would cost about $35,000, which would be a great price for a small EV like this from a brand that has some, it's well known for a little bit of luxury, safety, technology. But for the one that we got, in order to get one right away, we paid a lot more than that. We bought a 2025 Volvo EX30 twin motor performance. The base price on that is $44,900, but we upgraded to the Ultra model so we could get pilot assist. We added the $500 climate package, a $1,295 destination fee, and our total cost was $48,395. The final assembly point for our car was Zhengzhou, China. However, that isn't the whole story. This car was originally developed along with a couple of other vehicles by Volvo's parent company, Geely, and it was originally supposed to be built in China. But Volvo has since moved production of the EX30 to a factory in Ghent, Belgium. So if you're looking to purchase one, yours will probably be manufactured in Belgium. The twin motor performance gets dual electric motors for a combined output of 422 horsepower, a 69 kilowatt-hour battery, and all-wheel drive. The EPA rates its range at 253 miles between charges. So the first thing you'll notice is that it's a really unusual design. When it first debuted, Volvo's designers said it was supposed to look kind of like a stormtrooper helmet out of an unnamed sci-fi movie. The second thing that we got is this color. It's called moss yellow, and if you like it, too bad, because Volvo discontinued it, this bright yellow color, it's gone away. The size of the vehicle itself, it's fairly small. It's very well packaged inside, but on the outside, it's about 8 inches shorter than a Kia Niro and about 6 inches shorter than a Hyundai Kona. So within its class, it's one of the smaller subcompact EV SUVs out there. But there are some kind of cool things about it. I'll show you one right here on the back. If you open up the trunk here, you'll find a Will It Fit guide. And on the plastic, it'll show you all kinds of little things here. You got a lamp, a robot, golf clubs, plant, stroller, and they show you the dimensions. So you don't necessarily have to go out here with a tape measure and measure it. So the charger door, there's nothing motorized here, no rigmarole, real easy. Now you'll notice it is the J1772 CCS style charger here, so it is not going to plug right into a Tesla supercharger without an adapter. In the front, there is a frunk. There's just a very, very, very tiny space here, and unfortunately, it's not even big enough to stow away the mobile charger that comes with the car. And there's more Easter eggs in here, a moose, because it's a Volvo. There are 3 ways to get into this vehicle using your phone as a key, but there's also a credit card style thing. Would tap that here and it'll lock it or unlock it. There's also a key fob, but you'll notice this key fob doesn't have any buttons. Volvo took away the ability to, walk away from the car and click this. It's supposed to do it automatically. As far as actually getting into the car itself, people up front have it pretty easy. There's very, very good access. There's kind of nice opening here. Get into the car. Nice step in. Very, very easy to get into the front seat. Very easy to get out. It's a little different if you're getting into the back seat. You'll see you open this door and there's a tiny opening for your foot to step into it. In fact, it's actually about the same size as my shoe in order to get through there. And I'm a size 11. When you get into the back seat, this seat's put back pretty far, but it is a very, very tight opening and entrance and exit. And a few people have mentioned that it's a little hard to maneuver your way out of it. Once you're inside up front, it's a very comfortable place to be. Volvo has a reputation for having very comfortable seats, and there's plenty of headroom, good visibility out front. There's kind of a unique controller for the power seat here. It's just this square. It goes in multiple directions, up, down, back, forth, and then tilt. And then if you touch this, then it turns into a lumbar adjuster. It will then take over your screen, showing various adjustments and showing what your seat is doing. And that's kind of a problem for a lot of the controls on this car, taking over your screen. So once you're inside, it's pretty obvious that Volvo copied a little bit of Tesla's homework, but they copied some homework from some other manufacturers too, and not all of them were the right answers. First of all, Volvo says that this interior is mostly made of natural fibers, recycled fibers. It's very interesting. It's a little minimalist. I happen to think that this trim here kind of looks like a cafeteria tray, like an elementary school or a hospital or something. You have a cup holder that comes out from here, and you can move it to, one or two. Down here, there is some storage space if you flip these up, and that's where your USB-C chargers are. There's 2 of them here and 2 of them in the back. There is a glove box, but it's not where you'd think it would be. You actually have to use a button on the control panel to press here, and if you press glove box, it will fall open and hit you in the knee, which is a complaint. It won't just hit the driver's knee, but it also can hit the passengers too. This screen is your control for nearly everything. It's your speedometer, it's your lights, it's how you adjust your mirrors, and it's your only display. Back here, this might look like a display, but no, it isn't. It's actually a driver monitoring camera, and it works so well that when you're looking away from the road to see what speed you're going, it'll start beeping at you and telling you to put your eyes back on the road. The driver alert is on. Let me see if I can get it to, if I yawn, it'll probably... I have to do a real yawn. There we go. But at the same time, if I look over here and I'm adjusting things in the screen, and I'm looking away, and I want to turn the heated steering wheel on, see? It's telling me to focus on driving. Well, Volvo, if you want me to focus on driving, you shouldn't have made this, the controls, so distracting. Normally, we're a big fan of driver monitoring systems here at Consumer Reports. The problem is that Volvo designed a setup here that's designed to keep your eyes off the road. So the car's yelling at you to do something that Volvo's forcing you to do by putting the speedometer and all of the controls over here. At the very least, Volvo put the headlight controls, and at least some of them for the high beams, turn signals and windshield wipers on a stalk over here on this side, and to engage drive, neutral, reverse, park, or to engage Volvo's Pilot Assist advanced driving assistance system, that's on this stalk right here. So there are at least physical controls. That's one better than Tesla. Actually, it's 2 better than Tesla. Remember I said they copied some other homework too? Like the ID.4 only having 2 window buttons. Unfortunately, Volvo did the same thing. So there's this window control. I press this puts this window down. But if I want to put the back window down, I have to press the rear button here until it lights up, and then you can put the rear window down or up. Another way Volvo saved money is by, instead of installing individual speakers, most of the sound in this car is across this big sound bar at the front. So if you have a sound bar at home on your TV, instead of like one of those old, surround sound setups, if you just have the sound bar under your television, it's very similar to what Volvo's done here. Like most new Volvos, the EX30 is powered by Google, which means that this setup right here is Google Maps. You have Google Assistant for voice controls. It is Apple CarPlay compatible, but it is interestingly not compatible with Android Auto. So if you're an Android user, you have to log in, but we have a little bit of privacy concerns there about putting all that information into the car itself. On the home screen, basically everything here is on the screen. So for climate controls, you touch here and you can adjust the temperature. So again, it takes you can't do that just by feel. It takes your eyes off the road for a little while. You have to look down. For changing settings in the car, every time you get in the car, lane keeping assistance is on and this driver monitoring system is on. And if you want to turn them off, you have to press that and turn off the lane keeping aid. And if you want to turn off the driver alert, You have to turn that off every time you get in the car, which is something that some of our drivers have complained about, especially because these systems can be pretty zealous because you have to look away from the road in order to look at the screen because of the way the car has been designed. We've also had a few issues with bugginess with this system. Occasionally, it'll switch over to the temperature being in Celsius. Sometimes we'll have issues connecting our phone, especially with CarPlay, whether you're doing it wirelessly or with a cable. So if you want to change the sensitivity for your wipers, you have to go over to this little button right here and then select high, medium, or low. You know, when you're driving along the road, it can be a little difficult to be able to have the precision to press one of these buttons. You'll notice that there's this nice big glass panoramic roof. Some cars have electrochromic dimming where you can press a button and it goes opaque. That's not the case here. It's a glass roof now. It's always going to look like this. So as long as you know from this little chart here what actually fits in the back, you can see it's a pretty decently sized trunk for the footprint. The seats fold and it's flat, and there's some nooks and crannies under here. Here's where you store that the mobile charger that Volvo sends with the vehicle itself. You know, it's enough for a weekend's worth of stuff away for a couple of people to fit in the car. All right, let's go drive it. So even though the EX30 costs nearly $50,000, you're getting a lot of power for your money. That 422 horsepower, you're certainly feeling it when you hit the accelerator pedal. It's a fun car to drive, except is that the steering feel is a little bit numb. It doesn't give a good connection between the driver and the car. There's adjustable steering feel on the car, but it doesn't really seem to make a difference what setting you put it on. And that's unfortunate because the handling characteristics of the vehicle are pretty good. There is a one-pedal drive setting, which in most EVs allows you to basically not use the brake pedal. But in the EX30, it's less one-pedal driving and more really strong regenerative braking. And other than that, you can't really adjust the regenerative braking. The ride is very, very comfortable, but it's a very comfortable car to drive. It's very quiet. They've done a great job with noise isolation, especially in an EV. Usually when you're driving an electric car, you can hear a little bit of the motor whine or the inverter whining. You hear kind of a sort of sound, and this vehicle does not have that. It is very quiet inside. Visibility is good out the front of the vehicle. It's pinched a little towards the back, so you have that back pillar is very, very, very thick. The car kind of tapers to a point. You know, there's a lot of things about this car that are great. The car handles well, it drives well, it's comfortable, it's stylish, but there are two things about it that we really can't get past. The first is that price. The second, the controls. Ultimately, it's a good try from Volvo, but it could use some serious refinement. For more test results, more details, and more information on the EX30's competitors, head to cr.org.